Divine Masculine Collective, welcome, welcome. I'm Nikki, your local vegan tarotist. We're going to do your love check-in, messages from your feminine, confirmations, clarity. I feel like you guys need it. Tapping into the masculine collective, I feel old. I feel tired. Now, you could be older, or you could have just kind of grown up faster, like taken the lead as a child. You could have been, had to grow up quicker than your age. And so you could be feeling like you've never really been able to express that softer side of yourself. And so, because I'm getting, I put the feminine deck that I typically use on the shelf. So I was literally like putting the feminine on the shelf. And I'm going to read with the Rider-Waite, the original Rider-Waite for the feminine confirmation for you. And you could be feeling this, your feminine could be really feeling this. You could be mirroring each other, because I'm using the gold foil Rider-Waite for the masculine, like I typically do. And then I set and now this is, maybe you've been putting love on the shelf, or maybe you've just been putting your feminine aspect on the shelf. Feminine energy is nurturing, it is patient, it's all the yin energy of just breathing. I feel very short of breath right now, which you could have the asthma. But I also pulled out the Native American Tarot, and it fell. It was on the table here, and it just went over the edge. I was like, of course it did. I slept, I had a good night's sleep, slept through the night, deep, good sleep, all that. Woke up feeling refreshed and all that, and then suddenly, just like slowly, just sort of got so it's like you're really needing that rest. I'm getting like the Four of Swords, lots of fours. And if you look at the main reason that I read, or the main concept or topic or whatever, I can't think of words, this is going to be a tough reading. Bear with me, or don't. Something about foxes, but a fox in the hen house. Okay, that could be a masculine who is very attractive and getting a lot of attention from feminines, or maybe you always did, and that could be but they were not attracted to you for the right reasons. They were attracted to like what you could give them, or because of your physical appearance or something. But I do get like you've put the feminine on the shelf. And now you're in a place where you're obviously here because you want to know about the Four of Wands, right? Which is the 1111. It's the twin flame divine union. It's when the alchemists come together, the masculine and the feminine, the emperor and the empress, the culmination of the four queens, the four kings, and then they are both the magician, which is Gemini, Virgo, Taurus energy, and it's also the culmination of all the four elements, right, which opens up to the fifth element. All right, and then the five senses open when you master those, which you master those by coming into that sensual energy of earth energy, particularly Taurus, where it's about the five senses. It's creating a very sensual environment. It is feminine, right? Because you have to go off of what you feel. So that's also water. So you could have strong water placements. But the word that's here, this card was on the top, contentment. It's the Six of Cups. It's soulmate energy. And there are three silhouettes here. So there could be, there could be third parties involved here. But they're all together on this horse. So it could be like the Three Musketeers. What's that movie? Where it's like a a mother, a father, and a child, and they call themselves the Three Musketeers. Maybe it'll come to me. But we do have 3 here with Moana at the top of the Disney deck. So, and I was looking at that, and it's, Disney usually, it's about the Disney princesses, right? There's not really a lot about the princes. There's sort of like that movie, is it What to Expect? It's about a group of women who are pregnant. I believe J-Lo's in it. That could be the backup plan. No, she is in the backup plan. So yeah, there could be like a pregnancy involved or a child involved, but there is, it's got Cameron Diaz in it, and they have this whole, like, all the dads get together at the park, and they sort of like, they walk the kids around the park or whatever, and I think the women are just more, they take on more of like a feminine role. They're like the stay-at-home dads. So they kind of like are the crew that hangs out together. And then there's like one guy that they all live vicariously through. They have a bit of a bromance with him. And they're like, he's very cool. And they're like, don't be uncool. Keep it together. And who is he with? Is he with Sophia? I don't know her last name. But he's a very handsome gentleman. And he's kind of like you could be like the last single guy in your group, or last single masculine in your group that's like never been married, and that's what you're wanting. And so you're maybe surrounding yourself with these other people, or you've just always kind of felt like an outcast because you're like, you could be older chronologically and not have, taken the dive, and you could feel like time is running out for that part of your life, because you've put love on the shelf. Now in the feminine reading, I was getting like masculines who are really focused on their physical, their tangible, their 3D world, which is what masculine energy is the ruler of. And that has actually made them better suited for this romantic partnership, right? So you might be thinking, and I'm seeing the deer, the word deer, but the deer is the lovers. Well, it's Gemini, so that's the lovers, also the magician. And that is what you've been wanting. But for some reason, you haven't gotten it. You have not found contentment. And behind the Six of Cups, contentment is the lovers, 6. Okay, so and the journey, 6. So there could be some sort of need for travel, or it's just a very long journey to get you here. And 6 is 666. That is devil energy, Capricorn energy, Saturn. So there's like a Saturn return. There's a reason, and maybe check your Saturn placement, but there's a reason that it's taken you this long. I don't think that it's taken you this long, really. I mean, not on divine timing. The way that your journey has gone, and this person was in the boat alone. They were in that canoe by themselves. And it's like now the 3 does represent the Holy Trinity. Okay, so those 3 on the horse there is like the masculine, the feminine, the divine creation. That could be a human child. That could be some sort of project or your purpose, some sort of creative endeavor. But it's like your purpose when you come together, divine feminine, divine masculine. So I'm just feeling called to pull from the Native American Tarot first. The Lovers. It came out with a big chunk underneath it. But yeah, the Lovers is here. It is like the primary. You could be seeing deer. Maybe you or your person, you're going to call each other dear. I do see, like, there's a lot of affection here. 6, 2, 3. 3 fell down here, and the One of Vessels, Ace of Cups. and the Three of Cups. See, this is a celebration. This is like a date. This is a love offer. The corn dance. I mean, you could be going to some sort of corn, or like maybe some sort of festival. Could be around harvest time, harvest season, autumn. Or that could just mean like it's time for harvest. It's time to harvest all from the work that you've been doing. And the work that you've been doing, which may not feel like you've been filling up your cup, but the Ace of, I almost said Pentacles, because I do feel like your focus has primarily been on work and your stability in life. But the work that you've done on your self-love, now for masculine, self-love, particularly men, it is kind of a tough, it's a tricky, sticky concept. A tricky, sticky concept. Take it easy. We're not talking about that kind of self-love. Maybe you've kind of done like a no fap season, or you've like come down off of self-pleasure so much. Now you can do, for masculines, retention is more powerful, whereas for feminines, the release, right? Because you're allowing yourself to receive, you're allowing yourself to submit. So releasing is where you can do, but either parties can do, it's part of sex magic. You can do self-pleasure as a form of manifestation and meditation, for calling in what you desire. So there could be something with that, because I did say sticky, tricky, and that's where my mind went. But it can be challenging to talk about like self-love, because it does feel like, oh, I can't do that. I'm a masculine. But think about it like maintenance. It is self-maintenance. Self-love is how a lot of people talk about it, but it's truly maintenance. If you do not fill your cup, you cannot pour into another. And if you've got a leaky cup, or if your cup is empty, then you're going to require somebody else to fill you up and continue to fill you up. So it's very selfish, actually, to not give to the self. You think maybe you're being selfless by not giving to yourself, but you're actually being incredibly selfish, because any person that you invite into your life is going to have to fill you more than you're able to fill them. So stop being selfish. It's very important to tend to the self, to nurture yourself. Event in reverse. That's like the Tower. Each time seed on the crop receives 1 extra point when the crop is scored, but it's in reverse. It's kind of like this feels like the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, because the Wheel of Fortune can also be like an event, right? Your blessings coming in. This is a lack mindset. This is somebody who feels like they are not receiving what they asked for. 3, again, harvest. It is harvest time. It's time to harvest. It's not too late, right? I'm thinking with like corn, like running in a cornfield. Signs could be important. Aliens could be some sort of sign for you. Let's get some letters. I don't know why, but I'm feeling like I want to pull from the clarifiers before I pull from the masculine and feminine. The letters A and G. Could be Aries, Gemini. Could be letters in your name, you or your person. O, V. O. Is O the only one I see? V is very, very extraordinary. See, I'm getting like extraterrestrial, extraordinary. You are extraordinary. This person sees you as almost being like otherworldly. and you likewise, because you are mirroring each other. Let's pull from the Disney deck, because again, this world really, this society, it talks a lot about, particularly, I feel like I'm talking with a lot of male masculines, all right? Because masculine and feminine are energies. We all have them, same ingredients, different recipes. But I feel like I'm talking to maybe a more traditional masculine or a male. All right, we have the rabbits here. And the blue pill. Take the blue pill. 4 rabbits. Okay, so that's like, y'all know me, the White Rabbit. Maybe y'all know me, but if you don't know, now you know. Alice in Wonderland has been a major one for me growing up. This is Aurora, Sleeping Beauty. There is something about needing sleep. And like you feel like you can't rest, like you need to rest. And I feel that this, it's going to help because there's like this fatigue. It's going to influence your mood. You're not going to be operating at your highest level if you are tired. Okay? And maybe you've just been running on coffee. I mean, I've got coffee here, but it's like you've just been running on steam, but you maybe need to drink some like water. I've got cucumber water here. Maybe you need to just drink, hydrate, nourish yourself. If you can get around a body of water, I do think water is important. Getting out into the forest, but going down the rabbit hole, this feels like there are 4 different doors you can go down. I mean, you may have 4 different options. You may literally have 4, you may have like feminines from every sign, like a water sign, an air sign, a fire sign, and an earth sign. You may have someone like that. But this is kind of like not knowing which way to go, cardinal directions. You could have strong cardinal placements, Capricorn, Aries, Libra, and Cancer. Or you or your person could have strong cardinal energy. But cardinal is fire. Red cardinals can be important to you as well. But it is, and there's like the red is important here because we've got the blue, and with the rabbits, I get the red pill, blue pill. Now, if you give energy to those like communities or whatever, those cults, go for it. That's free will. But this feels more like the Matrix, Neo, the One, and then Trinity is in there. So Trinity is very important. 3s are very important. You could be waking up, at 3 or like in the 3rd hour. Maybe you're only getting like 3 hours of sleep. There's something about sleep with the Sleeping Beauty here. Excuse me, that's very important. But this is like not knowing which rabbit hole to go down, which direction to go, feeling stuck. 17 and the sewing. 17 and the sewing machine. Also in Aurora, we have like Rumpelstiltskin, and that whole fairy tale could be, relevant here somehow. But you know how she pricks her finger on a whatever it's called, the needle of a spinning, the spindle. Okay, so this is like Piscean energy because I'm getting the spider, which is the high priestess. With all the blues here, this is the 3rd eye, and a bit of the throat, right? So the 3rd eye and the throat is seeing and alchemizing. So it's the magician and the high priestess. So it is seeing the way forward. Even Steven, someone's name could be Steve from Friends. Steve was great. Yeah, I do feel like there are friends around you who are like rooting for you. They want to see you settle down. They want to see you happy and with somebody who's compatible. And maybe they've watched you give your energy to people who are not compatible, and they're like, oh, I'm glad that's over. I'm glad they're done with that one. Because as your friends, they're like, whatever makes you happy. But it's like I see them kind of biting their tongues. 12. with the lizard. So we've got green, pink, and purple. So that's the heart chakra. Pink is the upper inner child aspect of the heart chakra. And then purple is, you know, we got blue and purple, which is indigo, which is the third eye. Because purple is the crown, just like the rainbow, right? And then something about the rainbow. Fa Mulan. 12 again with the candles. See, this is like, light some candles. Light some candles. Something with fire. Maybe, you know, taking a nice bath. I mean, she's in the bath in the beginning. And then she's like, oh, I have to go do my chores. And she saw, or no, she's not. She's eating rice in the beginning. But when they're, you know, they're trying to like gussy her up, Mulan, when they're trying to gussy her up for, to meet the matchmaker, she does, and the cricket, lucky crickets. I feel like you need to get out in the woods because I'm seeing the green, the harvest, cornfields, like getting around like tall objects, trees. There's something very humbling and centering about being in the woods. And even though it is an incredibly feminine to be out in nature and to sit with nature, to be out in the woods is still like very masculine, right? So it's like an acceptable form, especially in today's society. It's an acceptable form of being a masculine, is to like go out into the woods, hooga ooga. But then you're like out there like talking to little birds and and crickets and stuff, and you're like listening to the song, which music is feminine because it connects with feelings. So it really connects with your water, getting out in water, getting around the elements, getting the Queen of Pentacles here. You could be dealing with a feminine earth sign. The Tower, Scorpio, and then 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, it's time to chill the fudge out. Maybe you're wanting to eat fudge or make fudge. If you veganize it, let me know. Holla at your girl. 6 of Cups. These cards are all over the place. I feel like your life is a mess, masculine. But that's perceived. You feel like your life is a mess, but things are fine. Like things are coming into order the way that they're supposed to. So there is the feminine trusts, right? So there's a need to trust in the process. Because the masculine controls, like cardinal energy is the leader, and that is very masculine. In the 3D, fire is the most masculine of the elements. So you could have some strong fire placements or, again, cardinal placements. The 5 of Swords. The Knight of Pentacles. Yes, this is a slow-moving energy, but we have the 6 of Cups. So, I'm also feeling like you are mirroring your feminine is mirroring you. They're feeling frustrated because you're feeling frustrated. They're tired because you're tired. And you may be like, I got a great amount of sleep last night, or, you know, I just went on vacation, or like logically you might be like, everything's fine. I don't really have any reason to feel this way. But if you're connected with your person, which you are in the 5D, and if you are a cycle breaker and an empath, you're going to receive, even a masculine empath feels a lot, right? Like they feel a lot, but they just feel it differently because masculine protects. So they feel this need, like the Knight here, to protect, and they are protecting this pentacle, this like golden coin, and the 5 of Swords. Oh, I do want to look at that because I'm not crazy about that, but you're inheriting this energy from others around you, and not just your divine counterpart, but all of the feminines that are interested in you and all of the masculines who want to take you down, right? There could be feminines that want to take you down as well. I mean, especially if they're interested in you and they feel that you're coming closer to connecting with your divine counterpart, your twin flame, they're going to be like, but I want it. They don't want to do anything with it. Like, they just want to take. They are individuals who have not done the work to fill their own vessel. They're in denial about that and about the work that it takes. And they're like, oh, if I just get somebody, if I just have a masculine, I'll be complete. And then masculines are like envious of you, masculines, because you've done this work. And, the devil works. Okay, I don't think that, this is the thing. I do not think that God works in mysterious ways. I think the divine is very simple. We want to complicate it, and the devil works in mysterious ways. If there's mystery or confusion, if it's not a heck yes, it's a hell no. Because that is how the devil works with confusion. The devil works with those lower vibrations, those lower frequencies, those shadows. It's the unseen. It's the lack of clarity. So if there are things in your life, people in your life that you are like, I'm not sure about this. If you feel the need to make a pros and cons list, that's the only con you need. Because it's so simple when you get out of your own way, and when you stay in your convictions and you do not allow yourself to be swayed by external factors, the simplicity of the divine intention, you're like, it's actually quite simple. There's no maybe God's testing me. No. God does not test you. God's love is completely unconditional. Divine love is unconditional. It's the sixes, right? 666 was adopted as like a mockery, but 6 is the number of agape love. It's unconditional love. It's the most love that you can feel because it is completely felt. It's completely felt. It is not, there's no head involved. There's no logical reasons why you love this person. You just love them. So if you're looking for logical reasons to entertain other things, whether it be work endeavors, whether it be family, friends, or lovers, there's your answer. It's not a hell yes. It should be a heck yes, not a hell no. And that 5 of Swords, that could be the confusion that you're having. You're trying too hard to think your way through this, masculines, and you can't. You gotta feel it, because we've got the 6 of Cups. This is soulmate energy. And there's the little children. See, it's like this, I get a lot of pink energy here because that is the upper aspect of the heart chakra. And with the Ace of Cups here, that is like the heart. That's filling the heart space. That's nurturing what really brings you contentment of the heart, emotional contentment. And there's growth here. I'm just seeing green. I mean, I'm just seeing heart chakra everywhere. And nature. So there's a lot of pentacle energy. You and or your person could have a lot of earth placements or strong earth placements that are influencing this. Let's see from the feminine what's going on here. Because it's like you're wanting it's like you're waiting for, I guess, your feminine. Maybe you have, maybe you have multiple feminines that you're evaluating or trying to analyze logically or look at and determine which one's which. And how will I know? Like Whitney Houston, Leo energy. How will I know? Leo is also the masculine aspect of the heart, which brings clarity. If you are waiting on the feminine to lead, masculines, you are not in your divine masculine energy, because masculine pursues, feminine receives. Masculine leads in the 3D, feminine guides in the 5D. So it's like when you make the choice, that's the greatest act of love, is choice, right? Where people are like, oh, I love them because they're my family. I love them because they're I have to, they're my blood. No. True family, and I learned this very early because my major influencers in my life were either half-blood or none at all. And so I understood from a very early age the importance of choice as being true love. That is the greatest aspect of... Yes, King of Pentacles. This feminine wants... You have to choose. You have to choose, masculines. We've got the Ten of Pentacles, Queen of Swords. This feminine, there's a feminine here with the King of Pentacles, and that means the feminine is in more of a masculine aspect. They are more in their air, their swords, which is it is masculine adjacent. It's more masculine adjacent because in mutable energy, cardinal is fire, fixed is earth, and then mutable is cups and air. Cups and air is the head and the heart, right? It is the discernment. So mutable signs are all about discernment. They're all about choosing what is right for them. And you won't know what's right for you until you decide what you want. What do you want? This is the Notebook. It's not that simple. Yes, it is. It is. Who do you want? Sit with yourself in silence. Turn off the phone, turn off the lights, turn everything off, light a candle, look into the flame, and go, what do I want? Call yourself by your name. What do I want? Talk to yourself. Let spirit speak through you to you. That's pretty heavy because I feel like this masculine collective is like either new to spirituality or they've always been just kind of like on the peripheral of it because they never really understood how to approach it or like what that would mean, or there's just like been an ambiguity to religion, spirituality, their belief systems. They're like, I don't really know what I believe. Well, do you believe in soulmates, masculine? The Six of Cups is here. You have to believe in it. Seeing is not believing. Believing is seeing. That is the power of the magician. When you say, I believe it, then you will see it. Throat chakra, third eye. Blue and indigo. Very important here. We have the Nine of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. This is what you want, masculine. You've just been in denial. You want love, and you want, I'm getting eternal flame. Again, fire is very important. Flame is important. This is your twin flame. So you have to know this is the person I can build an empire with. This is the person I can grow old with. Y'all know I always get the wedding singer from that. I want to grow old with you. Virgo energy and Pisces or Sagittarius. I always get confused. I believe Drew Barrymore is a Pisces, which they are polarity signs, right? So you could be dealing with your polarity sign, or this person is just like your other half, right? They're so perfect for you. And again, that maybe I'll do a reading on that one, but the wedding singer always pisses me off because I just hate that she's so like half in, half out. But if you look at it, the masculine's supposed to lead. So she's not supposed to make the choice. Now, I do believe that people should make the choice to be alone over being in something that they're not fully invested in. But a lot of people will stay in something that they're not fully invested in because they don't believe that they are worthy of this, of their wish fulfillment. They don't believe that they're worthy of that. So they're like, well, maybe I should just conform. Maybe I should just be with someone who's, doesn't rock the boat too much, or like it's fine, but it's not your twin flame. It's not everything that you wished for. The Lovers and the King of Pentacles. You want this, masculines. You want this kind of love. This dreamy, ridiculous love. I am someone who is looking for love. Real love. Ridiculous. Inconvenient. All-consuming. Can't live without each other love. And it is not here in this fancy hotel. In this beautiful hotel in Paris. All right, that's a paraphrase line from Sex and the City. She makes that choice. So your feminines may be kind of teetering because you're teetering. So lead the way, masculines. Make the choice. Free yourself from everything that is not everything that you want, because then your feminine will they'll follow that lead, right? He gets on a plane, and I was going to say 50 Shades of Grey. He has a plane. Planes could be important here. Maybe someone's a pilot or does something around planes. Planes could be a sign for you. Could be some sort of like symbol. Also Pisces energy. I mean, it is air energy for most people, but for me in particular, planes are a sign of Pisces for me. Could also be Leo energy, right? So it could be like some masculine ancestor or ancestral line that is like speaking to you through planes or birds. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's Superman, right? There she is. So we have strength, Leo energy. Yeah, this is like a feminine who's like, I feel like they're like, get this thing out of your mouth. Stop doing this. Like your feminine is over here, like, what are you doing? You're not, like they have to kind of like, spiritually, because that's what the feminine does, it attracts their masculine to them in the 5D. Then the masculine gets close enough to see them in the 3D and goes, that's my person. Big Fish, a favorite movie. You see the love of your life. This is like, they say time slows down. Nelly, what are you doing? No one's even near you. You straight tripping, boo. I love that dog so much. It's so ridiculous. Gemini energy. Yeah, there's no one near you. This is like someone who's kind of like, yeah, this is the snake who's biting their own tail. This is someone who's self-sabotaging their chance at love. And I don't know why it's funny, because it's really, because it's just funny. It's kind of like, yeah, because I get like someone, you know, when your dog gets something, you're like, get that out of your mouth. Stop eating things that are not good for you. Stop doing things that are not good for you. And I feel like that's what the feminine is doing. They're like, but see, they're very gentle about it. They're like, let me have that. And see, the masculine's like, like freaking that. This is like there's a bit of a flair for the drama with this masculine here. Justice, Libra energy. And see, justice is about balancing the scales, but there is one sword here, and that is a sword of truth. You have to know what your truth is. You have to ask yourself, because you can tell yourself. For all these spiritual questions, the answers are already within you. So ask yourself, ask and you shall receive. And if you don't have eyes on a feminine that you're like, maybe, then again, sit with yourself. Visualize it. Where will I see them? What will I be doing? What will they smell like? What will they sound like? Taste. Maybe you'll like be consuming something. Like I'll be drinking. You can get as specific as possible. There are billions of us on this planet, and this is how powerful we are. We are able to call in the most specific things. The universe is not on a budget. It will give you everything that you say you are, because they need to be, it's not, you're asking like, send me a person. Dogs are a big sign here. Dogs, you could have dogs, or your person could have dogs, but there is, I'm getting Anastasia, where she's like, send me a sign, a hint, anything. And the dog comes out and is like, you know, like, I feel like the dog, like, you know, is Puka. So she's like, oh, and the dog tells her, like, which road to go down. Because she's like, heart, don't fail me now. Courage, strength, Leo energy, heart. Don't desert me. I don't know the next lyric. I was going to say Lex. Maybe somebody's name is Lex. Lex Luthor. Alexis. Lexapro. Maybe somebody's on some kind of like, maybe somebody's very anxious. Or dealing with like depression or mood shifts. Heart, don't fail me now. Courage, don't desert me. Don't turn back now that we're here. People always say life is full of choices. No one ever mentions fear. Yes, let this be a sign. Let this road be mine. Let it lead me to my past. Past love. And bring me home. This person feels like you're home. Ooh, I'm getting choked up. This is the feminine. You're wanting your empress. You have to believe it. You have to believe it before you see it. Seeing is not believing. And you could be surrounded by feminines, and your feminine could be right there in front of you, and you're not looking because you're not seeing, because you're like, oh, I have to see what I believe. No, you have to believe it. And then you'll be like, oh, there you are. Peter Pan. Hook. There you are, Peter. He's right there. He is Peter Pan. He's Peter Pan, but he does not see himself as a child. He does not see himself as a dreamer, someone who can make wishes, and those wishes can help him fly. He's very bound by the 3D world. This is a masculine who is bound by the 3D world, who is tethered, who is tired. I'm getting that tether ball. It's like, what's that commercial? I go around and around and around. I'm the snake like from Black and Decker. And it just goes around and around and around, which is the snake, which is scorpionic energy, which is why the tower keeps coming out, because there's a need for that old cycle to crumble. That old cycle of just doing the same thing. It's insanity and expecting a different result. Right? You have to be the result. Like, with affirmations are very important because we're talking about alchemizing, which is mercurial energy. It's the throat chakra, Gemini, Virgo, and Taurus. It is the magician. It is saying, I am. My person is with me. She or he or they are with me. My empress is here. My empress loves me. My empress is ready for me. Trying to feel what other things might help activate this masculine into something that speaks for you. Whatever you feel, whatever questions you're asking, if you're like, is my feminine around me? Then turn that into an I am statement, or a factual current statement. My feminine is with me, right? It's not fake it till you make it, as much as it's creating the reality that you want to see. Be the reality. Let the reality be, and then you will see it. It will be right there, and you'll be like, oh, I've been working with them for 12 years, or I've known this person all my life, with the soulmate here. It's like, they're going to be right there. Because I feel once you claim your feminine is ripe and ready right here with the Lovers coming out and the Empress. They are ripe and ready to nurture you. I can't even say it. To nurture you. They're ripe and ready to create with you. Temperance, AA, there could be some sort of, because temperance is about restraints, there could be some sort of addictive patterns because it's in the reverse. Things that you're not tempering. Tempering builds strength, and you temper a sword with fire to strengthen it. And so the sword is the sword of truth here. So you have to know your truth, and the only way you can know your truth, see your truth, is to be your truth. I am ready for love. I am open to love. I am worthy of love. I am love. I am love. I am love. And so may it be, right? AA, in reverse. Like, you may think that this could be someone who is, with this coming out in the reverse, and then this being in the reverse as AN, it's coming up like NA. The A is in reverse, which feels like a tower. It also looks like the tip of a pencil. So there's something that maybe needs to be written. It is written. It is written. You may need to write this out. Write it out. Write out what you want, what your partner is. It's not even what you want or what you're asking for or what you're praying for. Those are all requests. These are not requests. These are statements. These are facts, homie. I don't know why I said them. These are facts. Let it be a fact. I'll pull from the... But yeah, this is like somebody who needs to get out of a cycle and just turn it upside down. Turn it upside down. It's also the Hanged Man when things are in reverse. The Hanged Man, yes, they see from a different perspective. But if you stay in that position too long of like being by yourself, doing things on your own, doing things your own way, all the blood's going to rush to your head. And it gets very difficult to function. I'm getting Major Pain, where he's upside down. I like to see if I can assemble my gun before all the blood rushes to my head. Temperance. Yeah, there's something about, you don't have to punish yourself anymore. There's some sort of like self-punishment. You could be like a glutton for punishment. There's no need to do that anymore. Whatever your cycle is, whatever like, I'm going to say like bad behaviors. Whatever you're doing, masculines, your feminine is asking you to stop doing that. Stop torturing yourself. Stop doing things that are bad for you. Because look how little this lion is. Lions are huge. And look, this feminine is like your divine intervention. This feminine is your tower. So that's the thing. If you are engaging with multiple feminines, the ones that challenge you are closer to your person, right? So go with the one that challenges your ego, because Leo, lion energy is about ego, right? The ones that are easy, the devil makes things easy. That's the game of Lucifer. It's like, that's how Lucifer lures so many people into the shadows, because it's like, I got something good for you in here. Come on. You'll like it. Yeah, I'm sure you do like it. It probably tastes great. It's probably very fun. It probably numbs you from the pain of being human and suffering and all of these perceived ailments of existence. But when you are like, when you succumb and submit to the divine process as being very simple, it's pretty cut and dry. Like, I'm getting Friends with Benefits, Justin Timberlake and Mila Jovovich, Mila Kunis, where Woody Harrelson is in there. He's like, oh yeah, everybody wants a shortcut. He's like, I've got some advice for you. If you want to lose weight, fatty, stop eating. You want to make a lot of money, work your ass off. You want to find love, find... And he's gay, and he keeps checking with Justin Timberlake throughout the movie, like, you sure you're not gay yet? And he's like, you want to find somebody you want to love somebody, you find somebody and you hold on to them for dear life. You don't let them go. Some woman, and he goes, he says, and you don't let him go, or her, if you're into that weird thing, you know? He's like, he's Woody Harrelson. He's hilarious. OG vegan. Holla. But yeah, there's like it's very simple. And people get caught up on, oh my gosh, he said fatty. Get over it. Like, stop being so fucking sensitive, people. Just let's be real about it, okay? There's like, this is why comedy sucks now, because it's just not funny. It's not funny. Everyone's way too serious. Everyone's way too sensitive. Like, we don't need to be that sensitive, right? Like, let's just have a laugh about how messed up we are, like, and get over it. Like, get over it. And I'm thinking of multiple comedians here, you know, with Hook, Robin Williams. Like, these are people who, they talk about the hard stuff, and that's how you get through it. So I also feel like you're going to be able to talk about the hard stuff, because there may be with the AA and the NA thing, you could have a past, or you could have like some deep-seated shadows that need to come to light. This feminine is your light. Like, she's pictured in white robes in multiple cards here. The feminine is very pure. in that their love is pure and unconditional. This is gonna be a safe place, and you're gonna be able to, it's gonna be like a cleansing experience to talk to them about these shadows. If you can't talk to your talk about today, Bruce Almighty. Yes, that's the other thing, is like, if you're not laughing, that's what the devil wants. The devil likes sorrow. All right, when you laugh, when you see God, right, you laugh. When you experience whatever you call God, okay, whatever nomenclature you give to that concept, that entity, whatever you give to it, you know what I'm talking about. When you are in a blissful, joyous state that is divine, you laugh. You don't cry, like maybe tears of joy, but I feel like when we cry, like when we receive a gift and we cry, I think tears come from a place of not really feeling totally deserving of it. But when you are in the face of true divine energy, you are, and maybe you will with this person, maybe the first time that you embrace or are physically intimate, you may cry, or you may be able to express some things, some sorrow, some shame, some grief off of your chest, and maybe you will, like in a cathartic way, cry and release that from yourself because you're in a safe place where you're able to do that. But I feel like you're going to be able to just laugh, because it's like, that's why like all of this, like this stuff is just funny to me, because it's like, we do a lot of really silly stuff to each other and to ourselves. And it is pretty heartbreaking, but it's also like, we are our own worst enemies. And it's like, it's right there, y'all. Like, it's the ease of submitting to the divine process is right there. All right. And yes, I have moments where I'm like, what? And I dip into the depression. I dip into the sorrow and the grief and the woe is me. And I usually have a playlist, because I'm like, oh, I need to dip into this. I need to get these shadows out, because there are still residual, like, we have repressed all of these emotions that we were not able to express, especially for masculines, especially for males. And in society, you are not able to express, you are not able to feel, right? Big boys don't cry. It's just a very common thing. And so it's like, if you never were able to do that, you're going to be able to do that around this person. But laughter is the best medicine. But we repress things, we push them down into the cells, we drown them out, we numb them, they go somewhere. They don't just go away. Because anyone who's gotten sober, like all that shit starts coming up and you're like, where are these emotions coming from? They're coming from years, decades ago, when you put it down in there. And those cells have been holding on to that. They've been holding on to that weight that you were not able to release because you were never in a safe enough place to do so. The Three of Swords. This is intense, deep disappointment and sadness and heartbreak, deception. One of my go-to songs for that is This Will Destroy You, the band This Will Destroy You, and the song is Quiet. And I put that on and I just cry it out. I'll go into the shower, or I'll go into a safe place and I'll cry it out. I will dip so deep into the woe is me, into the I am worthless, all the shame. I will say all the nasty things. I will think all the nasty thoughts. I will get them out and I will give them to God. I will give them to what is greater than little old me can handle, right? And then it's gone. It's like a confession of sorts. It's like, I'm thinking these thoughts. I'm thinking these horrible thoughts about myself. And when you get them out, you're relieved of it. You're relieved of it. You're like, oh, okay. And sometimes when you say things out loud, maybe outside, maybe you're going to like go out and be like, like scream from a mountaintop, or like drive and just get it out. Like maybe music is like an outlet for you to just get that out, which is why a lot of people who listen, like metalheads, are quite docile. Like when you're around them, they're quite relaxed because they get it all out. They express it all out. They beat the shit out of each other in the name of music and fandom. And then they're like, you talk to them and they're like, yeah, they're like the calmest people ever. So there's like a need to get it out. There's some sort of like anger, repressed hurt in there that you need to get out, because it is blocking you from healing. And if you, maybe you need to go to confession or go to therapy, or if there's somebody that you can release it to, you can always release it to nature. You can just go out into the woods, scream it out, all of the shadow thoughts. All right. I'm getting like, I hate myself. I'm getting, the Grinch, you're an idiot. I'm an idiot. You're an idiot. It's like, it will echo back to you what you said in a way that is a direct mirror. And you'll go, wow, I guess that's kind of a silly thought. That's a really ugly thought. Because when you hear it outside of yourself, you would never say these things about people you care about. You would never want to hear somebody else call somebody that you love these names, these thoughts that you have about yourself. So I feel like this collective here, you need to get it out. You need to get it out in a way that is conducive to healing, that is going to release you from blocking off your heart. See, this is Page of Cups. And then we have the Strength again and the Queen of Cups. Right? So if you want this Queen of Cups, if you're going towards this Queen of Cups here, you got to get it out. There's some sort of purging from the throat. All right. This could be like, you could need to go to some sort of groups. Go to some sort of groups that are anonymous. There are online forums. Use ChatGPT or whatever use whatever the outlet is that you feel the least judgment from. If you don't feel like you have somebody around you that you can confide in or express these really dark thoughts, get them out. Get them out in an unconditional space, so that way you can unblock. Because this is the Chariot and the Page of Cups. Or I'm sorry, the Knight of Cups. The Page of Cups. Like, this is all very new to you, masculine, so I get that. And if you've made it this far, I commend you on even having the curiosity to heal this part of yourself, because that means you want this. You want this love. You are open to this love. And that means you are actually worthy of this love, because you're here willing to do the work. And just getting the information, the Page of Swords energy, getting the information to try something new, because what you've been doing is not working. That's a very honorable place to be in. So this is like someone who's fighting for love and needing to release, like you're peering out from behind a very safe place, which is fine. That's fine. That's a start. I feel like you're going to be able to release a lot of that armor when you're around this feminine, because look how full their cup is. But you've got to also like make sure that your cup is full. All right. And the feminine, right? This could be an older feminine. It could be some sort of age difference here, because I did get the Page of Cups from this. This feminine, hers is like running over. This is a feminine who seems to have a lot more emotional capacity to give. So there may be other things that you will be providing for this feminine, and they may fill your cup a little bit more than you fill theirs at first. All right, but you gotta patch the leaks up. You gotta figure out where you're losing that water, and they can help you the rest of the way. This is a feminine who is willing. This is Cancerian energy, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. But this is a feminine with like a strong water placement that is going to be able to fill you a little bit more than maybe you can fill them at first. But you can help them in other ways, right? So that's that. That's the balance that comes from masculine and feminine. Like, they will guide you in the 5D, and you may lead them in the 3D, because that's an area where it seems like you are good to go. You've done the work there. This is the big work here. And this feminine has been waiting to pour into you as well. But they're like, you got to get that stuff out of there, because it's like when you drink water, if you've had some bad food or something, you're just going to throw that back up. this feminine's like, I will pour water down your throat. I will. But, you know, you may not be ready for what comes up. So, you know, be ready, masculine. Be ready. And as long as you're honest with them, as long as you're honest with yourself and them along the way, like, you know what? I am a page when it comes to this. I don't know what I'm doing. But I want to do it. I want to do it. Ooh, masculine, death. Yeah, you may have to actually help. Defiance. You may actually have to ask for help, masculines. And defiance, because when I saw the death and I was saying, you're going to have to ask for help, I felt a masculine go, mm-mm, mm-mm, not doing it. Well, free will, but these are the messages. Hopefully there was something in here for you, masculine. Until next time, I wish you well.